most
affordable new condo near MRT. True or not? I think
such a older place. Would any condo there actually make money or not? Hi guys, welcome again to another video by us here at the Property Den channel. Today we'll be doing a review of the latest development coming up in the Canberra area, the WaterGardens at Canberra.
actually we wanted to do a live, but due to the very tight time schedule, we've been doing a lot of viewings for this Pasir Ris 8.
Yes.
So we can only do a pre-recorded. But
Yes.
we promise you we'll do a full live show next time
Yes.
for next project itself.
Yes. So let's get down to it, Dennis. Okay, where and what exactly is the WaterGardens at Canberra?
Right.
So this is a 448 development unit, okay, located within 5 minutes distance, 5 minutes walk to Canberra MRT station. And as you can see from the slide over here, they are all low rise. The blocks are all low rise over here, 1 to level 5. Most of them are in the north-south orientation actually. So meaning to say you will not get like a west side facing for some of the units over here. In terms of the unit mix, they go from 2 to 4 bedrooms over here. There are no 1 bedrooms over here. And as you can tell from some of the perspectives that we have over here, a lot of nature.
I think personally I like this UOL King Leong projects because they usually have a very nice inside and outside. A lot of landscaping. So you can see from the picture itself, there's a lot of lawn area. And I'm actually a fan of their projects.
Yes. So I'm very sure that the landscaping will not fail most of the prospective
You will have
buyers.
a nice landscaping to inside and outside because for this place, right, you're actually quite near to the Sembawang Park.
This is the site. Okay, there was a winning bid of 650 per square feet per plot ratio.
Right. It's actually in the landed enclave. This is actually a site. This is WaterGardens in the landed enclave. It's a very long piece of land. And actually, we're quite near to the MRT itself.
That's correct, yes.
Very quiet area. So from here, I think it's about 350 meters walk from Canberra MRT.
Yes.
You can see the MRT from this location itself.
Highlighted over there.
And we are quite, for this MRT, right, the Canberra MRT is just opposite this Canberra Plaza. So in terms of amenities, there'll be a lot of convenience, like you say, a lot of shoppings and F&B over there itself. Yeah.
Yes. We have compiled some of the top 4 questions
Top 4 questions.
a lot of buyers may have on their mind, starting with the very first one. Most
affordable new condo near MRT. True or not? I think for this condo, right, to be honest, it might not appeal to most people because the common things will be, wow, Sembawang is quite far away.
Yes.
But remember, the key selling point for this project is most affordable. And most affordable new condo near MRT itself.
Yes.
Right?
And that is really true because even the developers themselves have given us that tagline, you know, the most affordable.
This is actually from the developer itself.
Yes.
The price, 2 bedroom from 91x thousands.
Yes.
3 bedroom from 1.2x, 4 bedroom from 1.7x itself. So typical units is from 1,300 per square foot itself.
That is unheard of, Dennis.
Yeah, so it's considered one of the cheapest new launch in the market itself.
Yes.
So these are the numbers given from developers, but shall we break down these numbers into details so that our viewers can have a better idea of what's cheap and what's not cheap itself?
Sure.
Right?
Let's do it.
Okay.
So over here will be a mix of a unit mix and also the indication prices for each unit type.
Mainly 2 bedroom unit itself. Yeah.
Yes, mainly 2 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms. As you can tell, there are only 60 units of them.
Okay, this is actually a breakdown sourced from each prop. So these are based on the break-even estimates. Bear in mind, note it's a break-even price, not land price. All these are EC. So if you date back from earliest in 2011, right, one Canberra, the break-even price is about 612 per square foot. That's the break-even price. And until recently, you can see that this province residents, the break-even price is about 1,012 per square foot. Break-even price itself. These are the estimates based on each prop itself.
Yes. One common trend you can realize is that through the years from 2011 to 2019, it has always been increasing.
Why I keep on emphasizing the word break-even is because, for example, for this province, right, the estimate is that the break-even is 1,012. Even if they sell to you at no profit, it has to cost at least 1,000 per square foot.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is the way you look at the number itself.
Okay, so Province Residences is actually located on the cross junction.
The red star actually is somewhere indicates the WaterGarden itself, about 350 meters from Canberra.
Yes.
So for Province, it's about
9 minutes walk, 710 meters away to Canberra station actually.
Right. As of 11 July itself, province resident has been sold, about 60% sold.
Wow.
So left about
that's very
40%
fast, man.
about the range. And for the remaining units, right, the 3-bedroom range from 937k to 1.5 million itself.
Gardens,
Price is quite near to WaterGardens itself. And bear in mind that this is EC. For EC, you're subjected to the HDB ruling. For example, 5 years MOP, and it's only privatized after 10 years. That means you can sell to foreigners after 10 years only. In a way, you have to wait for the building to be completed, about 4 years, plus 5 years MOP, that'll be about 9 years. So with some delay, that might be 10 years. So
what we have over here will be the break even for the private condo statement. Now, as you can see over here, not much examples. Why? Because there hasn't been anything new here since 8 courtyards was launched. That's right. The land was sold at 2010, Dennis. Meaning to say, Dennis, there hasn't been a new launch here for quite a while actually. Right?
For the plot of land that's now called WaterGardens, right? It was called Parcel B. It was sold together about same timing with Parcel A. Parcel A has not been launched yet, just for your information. Remember, this are break-even price. That means the developer hasn't factored any profit yet.
Yes.
For this 8 courtyards and Canberra residents, right, they were released in 2014 and 2013. So during that period of time, right, they were sold for about 900 to 1,000 per square foot. That was about 7 to 8 years back.
7 to 8 years back. Huh?
So for now, right, the price of the 1,300 per square foot for WaterGarden itself is considered quite an okay figure. Okay.
This is an example of how prices were like back then and prices were like now. So the classic example that a lot of property agents always use will be the sale. Why the sale? Because the sale is one of the most iconic projects in the Marina Bay area.
Yep.
And believe it or not, when it was launched, it was not even $1,000 per PSF.
Because the sale was launched at a time when Marina Bay Sands was not ready yet.
Yes.
It's literally, you see a lot of barren land or a lot of construction. So people cannot imagine how Singapore will look like with this MBS. But now it has become an icon of Singapore itself.
Yes, correct.
So for those who are in the market for quite some time, you know that during that era, about 1,000 per square foot for the area is considered expensive. I still remember that a lot of seniors told me, wow, during that time, 1,000 per square foot, you can buy Orchard Road. That was about 2004. Yeah. So seriously, we can't turn back the clock because now to be honest, I think a lot of buyers will say that, wow, 1,003 per square foot for WaterGardens in Sembawang, that's a bit of crazy. But if you look back at the history and the numbers, right, it's all supported by the numbers. The land price on the left hand side, you see that the sale price being launched at about near 1,000 per square foot in 2004. But you look on at the other side, the future Tengah EC, the expected selling price is expected to be about 1,250 per square foot average.
Wow, higher than the sale back in 2004.
And bear in mind that Tengah is still not a town yet. Yes. It's going to be a town to be, and that's the EC price. So I believe that EC forms the base price for all condos. Because EC, you must follow strict HDB rulings, and you can only privatize after 10 years. Yes. So EC has to be the so-called base price for a lot of condo itself. So if EC is going to be selling for 1,200 per square foot, so I think all the other prices will have to rise in tandem as well. Right?
Basically, the point that we're trying to drive is that whatever that seemed expensive back then will look very cheap 10 years or 20 years later. And this is a very classic example. 10 years ago, ECs were about 650 to 750. Then all the way to projects in the CCR, which is the core central region, 1,005 to 2,005. But just 5 years ago, you can see that it has increased in the CCR region from 1,008 to 3,000 and ECs from 750 to 850.
Until recently, you see?
What about now, Dennis? What about now?
Okay, CCR is the most expensive per square foot among the rest. So CCR have to be higher than RCR, RCR higher than OCR, and OCR higher than EC, and so on and so on. Yes. So when the base price being pushed up, the rest will rise in tandem itself. What about the future? I think a lot of people have heard of this Morgan Stanley prediction. For this Morgan Stanley, back in 2017, they really predicted that Singapore prices will double by the year 2030. This is based on a lot of numbers and stats. Despite the COVID, there has been an increase in prices as well. So I think this trend will likely to be continued. Without going into the details of numbers, right, just bear in mind that because the land price is increasing, you know that when Tengah future EC is going to be sold more than 1,000 per square foot, the rest have to rise. 1,300 per square foot as a for typical units for WaterGarden I think it should be entry price. But to be honest, the place is in Sembawang, not very central place itself. That's lucky that they are near MRT. Yes. So for the price, considered affordable for northern town area itself.
Very attractive entry price actually, Dennis. So for question number 2, Sembawang is so far away.
I think, to be fair, Sembawang, for those who are not familiar with Sembawang, right, you might find it's quite far away. And I think even our government acknowledged this part. That's why, right, there's this URA master plan that actually they call it North-South Corridor. This is going to be a so-called expressway that's about 21.5 kilometers that runs from the north all the way to the south. That means from the Woodlands area to the city itself. So if you notice at the red arrow, right, the government is aware that actually the northern part is a bit far away. So they built this north-south corridor to cater to this those people who are living in the north. So it will ease traffic from the north into the city and vice versa. This expressway will help to solve this issue. This is actually a picture of how the north-south corridor will look like when it's completed in 2026.
Wow.
I'm quite impressed and look forward to this expressway because this expressway, right, on the top there'll be dedicated cycling tracks for pedestrian and for cyclists.
Wow.
And beneath it, right, is the expressway, so-called the underground expressway, where there'll be the dedicated bus. So I think it's quite cool. Can you imagine when it's completed, you can actually cycle from the north to all the way to the south itself.
Wow, that's actually quite futuristic.
Yeah, that's right. So the timeline is about 2026. So this is recent news. The North-South Corridor contracts has been awarded. So once it has been awarded, right, likely they will move into place. So actually for this WaterGardens, it's actually to be about 2 minutes drive to the nearest entrance to this North-South Corridor itself. Yeah, so this will bring convenience to the future residents.
And that will mean that if I was to stay at WaterGardens, my road drive to the city will be a lot more faster than this, right?
In future, when travel to the city, it will be as fast as 25 minutes itself. Yep.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a lot more faster now.
Okay, next, I think a lot of people heard about this this delay in this JB, Johor Bahru Singapore RTS rapid transit system. So after a lot of nego and the change of government in Malaysia, now this plan has been realized and they have signed a contract to continue. So good news for those people who like to travel to Johor Bahru. So to be fair, Sembawang Woodlands is not near to the city town, but it actually is quite near to Johor Bahru. So in future, when this RTS is built, you can actually take the train, something like LRT, all the way to the Bukit Changa station.
Wow, so it's like having your own personal train to JB.
Yep.
Dennis.
So for those people living in north, your nearest city will be more of JB. Woodlands North Station sits on the north, TEL line, Thomson East Coast line. Okay, next question. Will Sembawang Condo appreciate?
Yes, a classic question, Dennis, because people always wonder, such a old place, will any condo there actually make money or not?
Yeah.
Well, actually, what we're going to show you.
It is a fair concern, I guess.
It's a fair concern, yes. But the answer to the question is simply, yes, it does actually. So what we have over here is the transactions of the nearby one Canberra. It is an EC that just MOP'd last year. And we have highlighted 2 columns for you guys to look at it. One is the sold on date, one is the profit date. So this is actually arranged by the profit date. So that's why you can see that under the sold on date, it is not in sequence. So as you can tell, yes, it does make money. And not only does it make a profit, it's all within the 6-figure sum. This is just for the EC that is a little bit more further to the MRT.
I think the returns are ROI is about 3 to 4% based on numbers. But to be fair, most or all ECs will likely make profit because you need to qualify under HDB ruling that you can buy. Right. So maybe this is a good indicator but not very fair comparison. Shall we look at non-EC as well?
Yeah. That's why we included a non-EC transactions, and what you see over here is 8 courtyard. 8 courtyard, as you remember from the video earlier, right? This was one of the pieces of land that was available about 10 years back. And you look at the profit margins over there, everyone made a 6-figure sum except for the second last transaction on 1st of March. I see. Yes. So for ECs, yes, make money. Regular condos, yes, make money too.
Let's take a look at the next slide, which is for comparison. We look at the older condo, Yishun Sapphire. Yes. Is that how you pronounce?
Yes, Yishun Sapphire. Then is it. So Yishun Sapphire of all the developments is actually the closest walk to the MRT station. But what is interesting that is a pretty old condo, TOP in 2001. But despite its age, then look at the column over there on the profit. It still makes money. It still makes money even for a development that is on the older side. So the short answer to that question is, will Sembawang condos appreciate?
I think to be fair, for those people who say that will Sembawang appreciate, probably they're not familiar with Sembawang or they have not been there. So in Singapore, all prices will appreciate because of inflation. So we have shown you the new MOP EC. fairly new condo, resale condo, as well as an
much
old
older
condo.
condo, yes.
So all this will appreciate. That's a matter of how much and what's percentage that you
Yes,
sell.
that's correct. That's correct.
Okay.
And what are the other reasons it will appreciate, Dennis? Maybe you can share with us that.
That's how we have showed some of the facts and figures. So when you ask, right, will there be capital appreciation? Then my question would be, are there growth story? Are there a lot of grassland around? For me, I like to look at, there's a lot of grassland and there are a lot of developments. That means there'll be growth story. Growth story means that there'll be more buildings being built there, be it commercial or be it for residential. And that will bring works, and more works, there'll be more tenants and the whole place will rise. Okay, let's take a look at this URA master plan itself.
Sure.
I think a lot of people are familiar with the term called regional center. So we have Tampines Regional Center, but beside that, right, we also have this North Coast Innovation Corridor, as well as the southern part. We have this Greater Southern Waterfront development. Okay, but these two long stretch, right? They are earmarked for longer term employment area itself. So I think if you zoom in, right, this WaterGardens is actually part of this North Coast Innovation Corridor. So there'll be growth plans. So let me move on to the next slide to show you. Yeah. This is under the draft master plan. So Woodlands Regional Centre, as well as the Woodlands North Coast building, there's a lot of developments being planned there. Yeah. So this is actually the commercial side. A lot of mixed development, industrial development. So a lot of industrial being built there as well. So you might ask, how does it affect you? Because when you bring in the commercial factor into this area itself, there'll be more business, there'll be more vibrancy, more business, more tenants, then the whole place will rise.
More employment opportunities.
That's right.
And that's why we come into this, speaking about employment opportunities. Chip giant Global Foundries is going to be building this 5.4 billion plant.
The world is facing a shortage of circuit chips. So this will bring in a lot of high value jobs for Singapore itself.
That's correct.
Yep. So more jobs, more workers, and more tenants, and that will bring up the price of the condo. We have shown you the Woodlands master plan.
Now we talk about Sembawang.
Sembawang. If you look at the blue star, right, the Canberra MRT and Canberra Plaza has been completed. The next one will be the Bukit Canberra. So the Bukit Canberra is actually a very interesting mixed hub. So we are going to have integrated hawker center, polyclinics, and sports facilities over there. Once completed, it will bring a lot of convenience to the nearby residents itself. Bukit Canberra actually quite near to WaterGardens itself.
Last question, Dennis, and the last question will be, why not buy the EC nearby?
Okay, there are two ECs nearby this WaterGardens.
Park Canberra and Province Residences.
That's right.
But Park Canberra, as of this moment, has only exactly one unit left. So we will not be touching much about Park Canberra, but we instead will be focusing on Province Residences.
That's
actually.
Right, yeah.
So for Province Residences, it was an EC that launched earlier in this year. And as you can tell over on the slides over there, in terms of the PSF, selling about 1,001 PSF or so. Okay. Now, this gap is not very far off from where WaterGardens is looking to launch actually, because as we have mentioned earlier in the video, for brand new ECs, there should always be a substantial gap between the EC and also a proper condo status actually.
Yeah, because EC follow HDB ruling. You need to wait for 5 years MOP. Unlike for this private condo, where you buy it today, you can sell after 3 years without SSDs.
So the benefit of getting a regular condo like WaterGardens is the sense that it has no restrictions. You can technically sell the moment you buy it, but just that you'll be subjected to the 3 years seller's stamp duty.
That's right.
So on this slide that we have over here, we are showing you Province Residences and Park Canberra, but we'll be focusing more on Province. So for Province, on average about 1,001, highest up to 1,002, which is very close to where WaterGardens is looking to launch actually. And in terms of the proximity to MRT, WaterGardens is actually nearer to Canberra MRT than compared to Province Residence. As you can look from this slide over here, we have already showed you how much is Province selling for the 3 and 4 bedroom, and the estimate for WaterGardens 3 bedroom probably about the 1.2 million range for the 3 bedroom and 1.7 range.
I think I need to explain a bit for this slide. Okay, for the yellow part, for the province residence, right, the price actually the actual listed price.
The actual prices
right. For WaterGardens, right, the one in red with the red arrow, these are estimate because the actual price is not out yet. But based on the PSF estimate, it means based on 1,350 per square foot to 1,525 per square foot. These are estimates, and we realize that actually the difference is not that big.
Yes.
Yeah, because as we mentioned, EC price, because they follow HDB rulings and more restricted. So by right, they have to have a substantial price difference from the normal condo itself. Yeah.
That's correct. Because when we look at the actual selling price for Province Residences versus the estimated for WaterGardens, the difference is not as substantial as we thought. So because WaterGardens would have less restrictions compared to a brand new EC, we thought actually WaterGardens look like a better buy, right? In this case, Dennis, right?
Okay, that's a simple analogy, right? For investor who's going to invest, right? If he buys a condo, he can buy from day one. And then when three years down the road, right, if the project TOP, you can sell after 3 years without seller's stamp duty. So, but for EC, right, first of all, you must qualify under HDB strict ruling. For example, your income ceiling must not hit a certain level, go through balloting, and you must wait for 3 to 4 years for it to build and then get your keys. You also got MOP starts from the day you get your keys. 4 years of waiting, 5 years of MOP, about 9 to 10 years itself.
That's a long time.
But for private condo, within that same period of time, 9 years, for a private condo, assuming it's TOP 3 years, you can buy and sell 3 rounds. Technically, you can do that.
Wow.
That's the difference. Yeah.
So WaterGardens really have that added advantage that is compared to a brand new EC. Yeah?
But to be fair, between EC and private condo, if you qualify for EC, go for the EC because the quantum will be more affordable.
Yes, but if you want less restrictions, and if you can afford it, go for WaterGardens in this case.
Yep, that's right.
And with that, we just want to show you guys the estimated price. This is, as mentioned, this is estimated, not confirmed.
How this table works, right? Because I think no one knows the final price.
Yes.
So, but we based on their indication, like for example, this 2 bedrooms start from 91x, 3 bedrooms start from 12xx, for example. So based on their input, we do a breakdown, so-called a price matrix or analysis. Just understand that the typical unit is about 1,300 per square foot.
That is one of the greatest selling points of these WaterGardens, the attractive entry price.
Do come down to the show flat, take a look.
Yes.
If you like the show flat, then the unit, then we go into the final price analysis. Who knows, maybe you don't even like the place, then the price doesn't matter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you guys are interested to view the show flat or you have any further queries, you can look at the ticker tape that we have at the bottom.
Yep.
Call then the number stated below. And if you want to fix an appointment, just let us know.
WaterGardens show flat is open from the 17th to 28th July. So
Yes.
it's coming soon. So if you want to view the show flat, just give us a call. We arrange for this appointment. Or if you want to arrange for a breakdown, whether are you able to take the max loan, how should we go about proceeding to book a unit, or is this project for you, we can have a one-to-one discussion.
No obligation
No
at all.
obligation, yep.
Simply just call us and we'll do a one-on-one consultation for you.
Right. So if you like this video, like our review, please like and subscribe to
Yes.
our channel. See you in our next live video if possible.
Yes.
Live project review.
Yes, we will do our best. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
See you.